All right. Good morning, everybody. Wow, this is the first time I opened my mouth this morning. We are live. Bitcoin Brandon from Los Angeles, California. My state is on fire. Happy Sunday morning. Go ahead and type in the chat box where you're listening in from. Let's see, we've got Shane West from Chi-Town, Tracy Kubish, Albert, Brad Gibson. Albert, you really are Santa with that many mining rigs you own. Shauna Ross, Bethany from Seattle, Sharon, Stacey Alugas, Andrea Bernard from New Jersey, Elijah from Hercules, California, Nicholas from Sweden, Darnell Abram from the OKC. Welcome, welcome. Hope you guys have been having a good weekend so far, and in the United States, as we give recognition for Veterans Day coming up, for those that have served. Well, a lot of new news is popping up on my screen here. Last night we did part 2 of how to read the charts. That information is vital to your crypto success if you're looking to use your education in the market to trade your coins on and let your money make money for you. As a disclaimer, I'm not a licensed financial advisor to be dispensing financial advice. I read the news, give my opinion, share suggestions, and it is up to you to make an informed, intelligent decision on which direction you want to move into. There's 4 rules I live by in the crypto space to have success. Rule number 1, crypto education is key. It is everything. Rule number 2, never invest money you cannot afford to lose. Rule number 3, always get your investment back as fast as possible. And rule number 4, where do you see yourself in 3 months, 6 months, a year from now? Make a decision, take action, and remain focused. Do not get distracted. Now, this is not going to guarantee you success, but it will at least minimize your risk. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the most that we can ask for. Make sure you guys hit that like button on YouTube so that it will get more noticed and more people can come and get some crypto education on. So yeah, the last couple of days I've been doing a couple of private crypto talks, getting everybody ready for when we get our green wallets and you get access to your coins and it's about to go onto the exchange. You need to know what to do. It's one thing that you got a machine. It's another thing that you know how to cash out on the coins and when and how. That is completely up to you. So people say, how much money is my investment going to make me? Depends on when you decide to sell, what you decide to do with your coins. So that's in your hands, but you got to know what to do. We also talked about how to read the charts, but we did this in our private members only group. So if you're not a paying member of KGX, you did not get that information. What is that, Ron? You saw a TV show called SWAT, and they talked about Bitcoin, huh? That's right. Mainstream adoption is already right upon us. Most people just haven't figured it out yet, but they will. You're not going to have a choice on being involved in crypto. You already are. The only type of choice you have is how you're going to be involved. Not if you will be, but how you will be. Let me turn on screen share and let's get this set up so we can cover a couple of things and get my Bluetooth. Bluetooth going here. All right, the first article we're going to talk about is Coinbase's CTO. So whenever you see something like this, a CTO or a CFO or somebody that's in charge of a major institution like this, you want to pay attention when they say something. Not always what they say is going to be 100% accurate, but the fact that they say something in the first place is revealing information. We have to just figure out whether the information can be in our benefit and how. I've learned never listen to what people say. Follow what people do. So good morning. I see we've got Lorna came on, Brenda, Tony Pinkston, Brad Gibson. And guys, just so you know, until we launch, anything we do that's paid members only is always going to be in the KGX community group. When the new website comes, we will have it set up where those will be in the paid members only group in your back office. There'll be a section for that. But anytime people, well, can I get the recording? Yeah, go to the community group. If it's a Facebook Live, it's a YouTube, it's recorded. That's why I do those Facebook Lives. So just scroll down. The fact the last 2 I did are still there. I'm actually going to edit, download them, and save them for future reference to save myself time. And we'll just do replays on those for new members that join. You guys will have new members joining the team. I signed up 3 new people in the past, 48 hours or so. So when new people join, they'll have access to that information as well. Okay, Coinbase's CTO says crypto is becoming mainstream in tech firms. I agree with that. Coinbase's CTO Balaji Srinivasan, doesn't he just look like he's just sitting on a ton of money? I read body language very well. His eyes are just, he's got those FU type eyes, like nobody could tell me nothing. I've got so much money, and this is just the beginning. Not a stress in the world. I'm just completely relaxed. I'm going to buy a yacht next week. That's the look he's got right now. But he recently made some waves by stating that cryptocurrency is entering the tech mainstream. This comes as multiple large technology-centered companies are warming to both cryptocurrencies and the blockchain. Srinivasan, who is a prominent venture capital investor in addition to Coinbase's chief technical officer, tweeted these comments. He noted that blockchain and cryptocurrency efforts are now quickly becoming the norm among Silicon Valley companies. Sundar Pichai and Sergey Brin's sons are both mining crypto. Facebook is doing blockchain. Square open sourced some nice cold storage code. Microsoft, Amazon, Google Cloud all have blockchain efforts. Crypto is entering the tech mainstream. And all the people out there that still got their nose up to Bitcoin and crypto and they say it's fake and it's not real money, they use these services. They use Microsoft, Facebook, Amazon, Google. So whether they like it or not, they are going to be part of the blockchain ecosystem and not even realize it. This observation comes despite the general bear market trend experienced during most of 2018. And here is my assessment as to why. Why has there been a bear trend? The market has been artificially manipulated down and to stay down all freaking year. Why? So that the big boys, the institutional investors, can come in and create the infrastructure so that when they release the brakes and the price skyrockets, they already have the foundation in place to stack up all their money. This is a coordinated, orchestrated effort by 8-figure earners and more. Okay? Just so you know. Now, that is my opinion. You know, I'm not in a court of law to try to prove something. The proof I have is reading these articles and you seeing exactly what these millionaires and billionaires are doing. Same people who talked bad about crypto for the last 2 years are all investing hundreds and millions, if not billions of dollars into a space they once claimed was a scam. Why? What are they preparing for? Google CEO Sundar Pichai's son understands Ethereum better than paper money. Moreover, Srinivasan's comment referenced a story of Google CEO Sundar Pichai's son that recently made the rounds. According to Pichai, his son supposedly understands Ethereum better than how paper money works. Well, 90% of people don't even understand how paper money works. My own brother, college grad, owns his own business, master's degree, thought that the US dollar was still backed by gold. He had no idea that the gold standard was removed before he was even born. How are you going to think that it's backed by something that it hasn't been your entire life? Who taught him that? He's educated. What about most people out there that don't have a college degree, don't own their own business, aren't making a lot of money? They're living paycheck to paycheck. You think they understand how paper money works? No. So last week I was at dinner with my son, and I was talking about something about Bitcoin, and my son clarified what I was talking about was Ethereum, which is slightly different, Pachai recounted. Furthermore, Pachai noted that he had to talk to his son about the banking system, something he did not understand. On the other hand, however, the notion of cryptocurrency seemed to be easier for Pachai's son to grasp. This new generation of kids, you know, I've got a 19-year-old and an 11-year-old. The 19-year-old, he was born in 1998. So he grew up with internet. I didn't grow up with the internet. I know what life was like when I could play outside and come in when the street lights came on, when there was no cell phone, there was no pagers. Biggest tech we had was Super Nintendo or Nintendo. And then the 90s came, cell phones and stuff. So my generation, Generation X, knows life on both sides, without all this new technology and the internet, and with it. My children's generation only know one side. My 11-year-old, he was born in 2007. He really only understands technology. He understands this stuff more than he does money, you know, paper money. This new generation, these kids, these millennials and below them, they are going to get this stuff. And you should be teaching them this stuff because this is the world they're growing up in. They're not going to be able to get a job without knowing this information. So Srinivasans also referenced Square's recent decision to open source its code for processing cold storage funds. This comes as Ethereum became the 5th largest growing open source project in the world last month. Moreover, this has Ethereum trailing very well-known open source projects like Microsoft Azure. It remains to be seen whether Srinivasan's prediction that cryptocurrency is now entering the tech mainstream will pan out. What do you mean it remains to be seen? Who wrote this article? He just gave you facts. Rasmus Pill. He just gave you the facts, gave you examples, and you're going to say, well, it remains to be seen. No, it's happening. Just admit to it. It remains to be seen whether or not his prediction pans out. However, the past year's increased awareness of cryptocurrencies and the blockchain certainly provides a solid groundwork for this. Okay, that's true. Also, the numerous large technology companies, Facebook, Amazon, Microsoft, actively exploring blockchain lends credence. Well, what percentage of the U.S. population is using one, if not all three, of these platforms? Facebook, Amazon, and Microsoft. I don't have an answer to that. I can assume. I would say the U.S. population using at least one of these platforms, more than 75% of the U.S. population is using at least one of these platforms, more than 75%. That means 75% of the U.S. population is going to be using blockchain technology, whether they know it or not. That's how things are done. The foundation's being built underneath our feet. All right, next article up. What do we want to talk about next? Talk about Lily. Lily Allen and the story of 200,000 Bitcoins. 200,000 Bitcoins. Let me paste this link. Before that, let's look at the market. What is the market doing? I haven't looked at it this morning. All right. This is another thing we covered in our private members only group. The first thing I do when I come here is I look here. I don't go here. I look here. 210 billion. Last time I looked at it, that was 212 billion, which means $2 billion has been lost from the market, and then Bitcoin's dominance is still at 52%. So this tells me that the market is dropping or has dropped. Now I scroll down and what do I see? Red. I see downward. So by understanding this number and keeping an eye on it, you know what's going on in the market without you even having to look at it. So now let's get in more detail. Red, 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 except Stellar. Stellar is almost 5% green while the Bitcoin Cash is 5% red. Why? Well, what did we just read yesterday? Remember the article I read yesterday that talked about 3 coins, OAX, Stellar, and Hot. And remember what I said? This is the reason why I read these articles, because you find out about stuff before the rest of the public does. Now, if you do like what Bethany does all the time, if you act on things when you hear that information after doing your own research, of course, you would have made 4% on your money yesterday, last 24 hours. Now I'm curious as to if the other coins had any jump as well. Let me look at OAX. I don't think this one should have. It's too far out there. Oh, well, wait, what? It went up 1.28%. What about, okay, now this one's really going to be far-fetched. The hot coin, Holo. That one's down. Yeah, I knew that one's a little more far-fetched. But both Stellar and OAX are up after I did the Facebook Live yesterday. Let's go back to the coin market cap. Take a closer look again. Let's see. Tether is in the green, which means people are taking their coins out. But you know what? Not only did they move it into Tether, they've also put it into Stellar. When you see this happening, this is up green, yet the market lost $2 billion. Where did they get the money from? It meant people sold other coins and put it into Stellar. You guys understand how I got to that conclusion? I'll say it one more time. If you've been on our Facebook Live where I covered how to read the charts, this should be easy to understand. The market lost $2 billion. Yet Stellar has a almost 5% 24-hour increase. Where did the money come from to feed Stellar? If it wasn't from new money, it came from the other coins. People sold their other coins and traded it into Stellar. Why? There's a lot of news coming out about Stellar. I've been talking about Stellar since January. Look at its trend. It's on the upside. Uh-oh. My Bluetooth is about to die on me. Let me go back to speakerphone. All right, if you guys can still hear me very clearly, type Y. My Bluetooth just died. I was on the phone all day yesterday, and I forgot to plug it in. So let me plug that in while I'm at it. As long as you guys can still hear me, we're all good to go. Okay, let's look at the best performing coins last 24 hours. Wax, Moke, Maker, Stellar, Mithril. Every time I see that, I think of Lord of the Rings. Decentraland, Populous. Populous has been shaky. I mean, look at that. Mixin, look at this. I mean, this is, you talk about volatility. It's just jumping up and down like a pogo stick. Pivex. All right, what's the worst performing coins? Rivane, Eternal Token. Basic Attention is still down. So they had a high a couple days ago and dropped like a rock. And I'm curious, they just got listed on Coinbase. So if they got listed on Coinbase, you would think it would go up. So this defies my logic. I have no explanation for this. Augur really took a dive. Bitcoin Cash, Ravencoin, Horizon, PoonDX, Loopring, Icon, Digibyte, Polymath. So look at what Lorna just said. She traded some of her coins for Stellar. That's what the market's telling me people did. You learn how to read this market, it is going to save you a fortune and make you a fortune. You're able to look at the news, take what the news is saying, go to the market, see what's going on, and make some decisions. So let's go back to Lily Allen, and the story of 200,000 Bitcoins. So, Independent UK posted an interesting article about Lily Allen a few years ago. The famous singer had a generous offer of 200,000 Bitcoin for an online gig, but she declined it. Now, this is hindsight. Today, if somebody offered you 200,000 Bitcoins to do an online gig, which means you don't even have to get in your car or an airplane, you can sit from your home and you're about to get 200,000 Bitcoin, would you take it? Today, yes, you would. Of course you would. But what about 5 years ago? 2013, when most people didn't know what Bitcoin was. Did you know what the price was of Bitcoin in 2013? Let me go off the top of my head. I would say around $200, $300, maybe $400 in 2013. I don't like to assume when I can just pull up the charts. Let's take a look. So imagine you're Lily Ann. They want you to do a gig. It's 2013. The price of Bitcoin spiked at 800, but was mostly in the $100 range, 132 bucks. So let's do some math here. 200,000 times 130 bucks. That's still 26 freaking million dollars. Has she lost her? Did she not know? Wait. I'm doing this right? 2013, 100. Let me go worst case scenario. About to give myself a headache here. $85 a coin. They're offering her 200,000 coins. 200,000 coins at $83 a coin. That's $16.6 million. She lost her mind? All right, let me go back to this article now. I'm getting myself stressed a bit here. Everything started about 5 years ago when well-known pop star had a minimum 200,000 Bitcoin offer to sing for the Second Life community online. I know Second Life is a video game. It's what's called an MMO. Massively multiplayer online game. You got thousands of people in. You create your own community and all this stuff. And they were going to give her 200,000 Bitcoin when it was worth 80-something dollars at least per coin. And she said no. She didn't have to travel for the concert. Everything could have been done from the comfort of her house. What is 200,000 Bitcoin worth today? If it was worth 16.6 million then, 5 years ago, what was the price today? I didn't know that. 63.73. That's $1.2 billion worth of coins. This is where lack of education ruined her entire family tree. You see why education is so important. That's $1.2 billion in today's money. That was $16 million 5 years ago. She didn't have to leave her home. She's singing for a freaking video game community. Apparently, the singer refused the offer as the famous cryptocurrency was worth close to nothing in 2009. Whoa. Hold up. Are we getting our years wrong? Everything started with about 5 years ago. What is it? 5 years ago or 2009? That's two different numbers. Okay, hold up. Let me keep reading. Apparently, the singer refused the offer as the famous cryptocurrency was worth close to nothing in 2009, and was mainly used in online games. If she would have accepted the gig back in 2009, by 2014, she would have had $194 million. Well, when was the gig offered to her? Okay, let's go with 2009 numbers. If you go by 2009 numbers, it was pennies. So that makes sense. I mean, she can't be that silly. Everybody knew what the price of Bitcoin was in 2013. It was public knowledge by that time. It was all over the news. But in 2009, that's when you bought 2 pizzas for 10,000 Bitcoins. Okay, so I can see her saying no to that. So this is more than what she probably made in all the concerts she had done combined. By 2017, she would have been a billionaire with $1.4 billion worth of Bitcoin. As today's Bitcoin price traded at 77,350. This is an old article. What's the date on this? November 4th, 2017. Okay, so this article is a year old. Bitcoin price was a little higher at that time, about $1,000 more. Lily Allen, about 5 years ago. Okay, so this was January 2014. She said, about 5 years ago, someone asked me to stream a gig live on Second Life for hundreds of thousands of Bitcoin, as if I said, idiot. At least she realizes that and recognizes that. Well, the only problem with knowing that is now she will never forget it. And when Bitcoin gets to like being worth 100,000 per coin, $1 million per coin, she is going to be kicking herself. Says this was probably the most regretful as if she has ever said. It cost her a fortune that 99% of the people don't make in a lifetime. She didn't precisely say how many hundreds of thousands of Bitcoin she declined, but even 200,000 is a huge amount right now. The minimum amount would have put her in the top 3 Bitcoin holders list. And all she had to do was sing on a computer to a bunch of internet nerds playing a video game. How much time would that have taken of her? She said, as if. Man, some of you guys are going to, here's a prediction. Some of you guys are going to do this with green. You're not going to take what we've been saying seriously. You're not going to be properly educated. You're just going to put money in, buy a machine, and you're playing it like it's the lotto. And then the moment it gets to 2 to 5 cents, and you see you've got $40,000, $50,000, $60,000, you cash out. And then at the process, 3 years passes by, and one coin is worth $2 or $3 per coin, not the 5 cents that you sold it at. And you're going to remember, wow, what if I had waited? I guarantee this is going to happen to at least one person. Because humans are humans. People are people. People will do, everything you could think of happening, somebody's going to end up doing. So just don't make it be you. You don't want to be that person. Even now, how many times do I say, the machines have been averaging anywhere between 20 to 40,000 coins a day based on what we've been shown and told. And I say, but the value of the coin right now is worth 0. And I always work worst case scenario. Remember when I did the numbers, I said, what if it was only doing half that and goes on the coin market cap at 1 cent and is only doing $6,000 a month in money? Don't I say that almost every time I open my mouth. Yet one individual posted last night, oh, the coins are averaging about a little more than 18, almost 19,000 coins a day. Right? Well, that's about half the number of the 40,000. But I did the numbers last night on what it looks like at $19,000, $18,000 per day. And of course, at least one person, Brandon, I'm completely disappointed. You said 40,000 coins a day, and then somebody else said it's 19,000 a day. I'm disappointed. Don't be that guy or gal. Really? Really? Hell, I'll be excited if it's 80% wrong. If they only get it 20% right. Anyways, that's why we don't say numbers. There's always that one person that just don't get it, don't understand. Anyways, let's go on. But there's a problem with this. In the tweet, she mentions that the proposal was made 5 years ago, prior to January 5th, 2014. But Bitcoin was launched on January 3rd, 2009. So either she confused Bitcoin with Linden dollars, the virtual currency of Second Life, or she had been approached by Satoshi Nakamoto itself. I don't think she confused that. I think she's just getting her date wrong. 5 years, 4 years ago, whatever. She probably has mistaken the Linden dollar with Bitcoin. If that's true, she didn't lose anything, as the Linden dollar was worth $1 for 250 units in 2009, and that's the same amount in 2017. There's also a small possibility that the payment was in Bitcoin, when in 2010, more than 2 million Bitcoins were mined. But if her story is true, it means that the person that offered her 200,000 Bitcoins was one of the biggest miners at that time, or Satoshi Nakamoto himself. This does not make any sense at all. I wouldn't see Satoshi wasting 200,000 worth of Bitcoin for an online gig. Why did she reject the gig? Considering that the offer was made in Bitcoin at that time, people were skeptical about it. People are skeptical about it even now, when its price exceeds $7,000. At that time, there wasn't any major exchange where you could change Bitcoin to American dollars. Therefore, the online gig was almost worthless for her at that time. But still, musicians should always think in this way. An online gig would have benefited her, as she would have gained more fans, magazines would write about her, and who knows, maybe hiring your favorite musician to sing for you online would have been a trend now. In conclusion, she has probably mistaken Linden dollars with Bitcoin. But if her story is true, and she was offered Bitcoin for the online gig, who approached her? That's a very good question. Who was offering her 200,000 Bitcoin? I could see that happening in, 2009. I mean, Bitcoin was flying around back in 2010, 2011, and it was cheap. All right. Next article up. Let's see. Santa Claus. Christmas is right around the corner. So what does this article say? And this is actually, I think it's a few days old. I've been sitting on it. November 7th. Yeah, it's a few days old. A lot can happen in just a few days. This is why we keep educated in the crypto space. You know, what you knew 24 hours ago can be upended. And I laugh at guys who I get messages, inboxes all the time, every day. And it always goes something like this. Someone says, "Hey, B, I see you still into the crypto game. You know, I've been in crypto since 2014. Hey, I'm going to shoot you over this link. Can you take a look at this? And you might want to be a part of it." And I look at it, and I know it's some kind of scam, something going on. And I'm like, "How long have you been in this?" "Oh, I've been in for, a couple weeks, and I'm making money." I'm like, you realize that this is going to get shut down, or it's not legal. "Oh, no, I talked to the top guy. He's made millions, and we're doing this and this and this." I'm like, did you know the law changed? What? Just because you have money and you made money in crypto does not mean you're educated in crypto. I know people who have made $5 and $10 million in crypto, and they're dumb as nails when it comes to understanding what crypto is all about. They just had a whole lot of money to invest, and they got lucky. It will catch up to them eventually. So if you have no crypto education and you're not willing to continue your crypto education, I will not work with you. I will not invest with you. You are a liability, not an asset. I don't care how much money you have. You thumb your nose up to crypto education, you're a risk. Especially if you're promoting a business, I definitely know you're a risk. All right, so let's go on with Santa. Why Bitcoin is primed for a Christmas surprise. Nearly 11 months into a bear market that has seen the Bitcoin price take a 2/3 haircut from its all-time high, the flagship cryptocurrency could be on the verge of a year-end rally. Matty Greenspan, senior market analyst at eToro, has been watching for a Bitcoin breakout for some time now. And he said in market commentary made available to CCN that there are early indications that cryptocurrencies will see a Santa Claus rally heading into the new year. In traditional markets, it's very common to see a stock rally leading up to the end of the year due to the increased activity in the private sector during the holidays, he wrote. It may be too early to say this. After all, we've only seen very moderate crypto gains this week, but it is very possible that we might see a Santa Claus rally in the crypto markets. So those of you who were on our private Facebook group, you should be able to understand this chart. What's going on? It's telling you a story. Look at what's going on since October and November. It's flatlined. Actually going all the way back to September. Flatline. Will it break up before the year is out? But you also have to look at the volume. There's little volume being moved as compared to here. Even when it's going up and down, look at all this volume that was there. So there's no, in other words, there's no new money hitting the space of any significance. When it was here, what a coin market cap, the crypto market cap, I think it was like 260 billion. Right here it was close to 300 billion. But there's no new money hitting the market. So see what this says. Notably, Greenspan identified the looming Bitcoin Cash hard fork as the catalyst for this rally. Why? Why do you think so? Noting that the BCH price had exploded in advance of the November 15th fork, which seemed likely to split the network into multiple competing versions. Okay, that is true. I want to do a little bit of verification though. Bitcoin Cash did explode, but it also came right back down. And it's not even the 15th yet. So if that was the case, it should have continued to explode. Why are people selling their coins when it's going to hard fork and they're about to get double their coins? Yeah, I don't understand the logic of that. Let's close this up. Last 3 months. All right. So you look at the last 3 months of Bitcoin Cash. Between October to November, it flatlined. But then in November, all of a sudden, all this volume happened. Why? The hard fork is coming and people want to get the coin so that when the fork happens, they can have an equal amount of new coins of the new coin. But then, since then, November 6th, it's becoming nothing but down. You think it would continue to go up to the 15th, but it's continually going down. Why are they selling this? I don't have an answer for this. I don't even have an assumption on this. I'm just paying attention, and I'm asking the question, why is it going down? So let me go back to the article and see, because that's important to know. Because if what he's saying true, it should continue to keep going up in advance of November 15th. The gains are being led by Bitcoin Cash ahead of the hard fork for next week. It's kind of funny to see that after all the sideways movement, A possible breakout could come from a disagreement in the Bitcoin Cash community of all places. In any case, the fire doesn't usually care where the spark came from. Upward momentum has a way of snowballing in financial markets, no matter what the drivers of that momentum may have originally been. That is true, but you don't see new money hitting the market. You need new money hitting it for that to continue to go up. Instead, people were selling their other coins and buying Bitcoin Cash. So the entire market moves sideways. It's just money exchanging coins, not new money coming into the space. And that's only going to last so long with a coin going up, because then you're dealing with day traders. And as soon as something goes up, they decide to sell to make a profit. Oh, I might have answered my own question there. Why is it going down? Because the day traders bought here and they're selling here, and they made a killing and a profit. And all the followers are following suit to sell to make a profit. Then in that case, the 15th was just used as hype. These people aren't trying to hold their coin to get at least double the coins of the new coin. Yeah, I just answered my own question. All right, let's go back to the article. Not that one, this one here. And when did this article come out? Because I'm behind on my articles now. November 7th. So this is a few days ago. So, the market didn't come down yet. So that's why I can see why he's saying that. Greenspan tempered his bullish outlook with the qualification that he believes Bitcoin needs a strong breakout above its 200-day moving average. I agree, which is currently sitting at 7,068. To truly put the bear trend in his rearview mirror, however, he isn't the only analyst pounding the table on Bitcoin's technical indicators. Earlier this week, Bloomberg reported that Bitcoin's directional movement index had entered a bullish phase and that its price trends had broken out of their bear band upper limits. Moreover, the moving average divergence gauge for the Bloomberg Galaxy Crypto Index, which features a heavy BTC weighting, recently entered positive territory for the first time in a month. That still may be true, but it doesn't matter if you don't have new money hitting the markets. Bitcoin, let's look at Bitcoin a little bit more closely. Let's go by the last month. So the last month we had a spike on October 14th. It was at 63.06 or 62.83, jumped up to 67.71. Why did that happen? Look at this. There was a lot of new money, a lot of new volume that came into the space. A lot of trading was going on. People sold for a profit, came back down. So it didn't break past this mark, 6,700. That's why they're saying the wall is around 7,000. If it could break 7,000, then it might continue to rise. Then it's flatlined most of October. Then we had a major drop, 6,400, back down 6,300. Then we had a spike, back to 6,400. Then we had a drop. When you see these are the day traders. They're making money. You can make money in Bitcoin without Bitcoin going up. Tracy says, so who's the top dogs selling and those following? Who's selling their stock? Now, WJO is buying the coins of those selling, the ones setting the selling trend from the start. I think I understand your question. So you have whales right now that's manipulating the market. And remember when I showed the buy-sell chart, and you can see the big sell orders. And whenever you see a big sell order, then all the followers are going to follow suit to sell and try to get in right when the big whale is selling to make a profit. So now you've got a domino effect. That whale moves the market one way or the other. Then all of a sudden you'll see a huge buy order. And when you see that huge buy order, everybody else is going, oh, I better buy now. Time to buy. This whale knows something. They're not going to put $200,000 in if they don't know something. The market's about to rise. Buy, 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 buy. So instead of reading the charts they're reading each other. That's why when I learned how to trade, they told me, never trade more than $10,000 at a time. Because if you do that, then your projections of reading the market are going to be false. Because you're not reacting to the market. The market is now going to react to you. Yeah, see that? Now you're going to have people saying, whoa, this dude just made a $50,000 move. Why? What do they know? Let's follow suit. Now you are manipulating the market, and whales know this. That is how they are able to do what they do. So even though the market is flat, a lot of money is being made by swing trading and side trading this. Especially when you see these peaks. These peaks, whales are making a killing. But the trend now is downward. Right now. The downward trend. 6,300. Down negative 7.73%. So I don't know what numbers they're looking at as far as by the end of the year. But we did have a lot more volume that came in at this point. And then it dropped. So this is the number that's important. When you start seeing this go to 230 billion, 250 billion, 280 billion, the market jumps up 60 to 100 billion dollars in like a week. Oh yeah, put on your seatbelt. Everything's about to rise. When you start seeing that, I'm going to do a whole lot of buying. When I see a huge uptrend taking place early on, yeah, something's about to go down. All right, let me go back to the article. So, however, he isn't the only one pounding the table on Bitcoin's technical indicators. Earlier this week, Bloomberg reported that Bitcoin's directional movement index, I read this part. Let's see, which features heavy BTC weighting, recently entered positive territory for the first time. Yeah, it did, but it also went right back down. Any changes since I've been doing this? 212 billion. Wait a minute. What was that when I first started? Was it at 210 billion? I thought it was 212 billion. So it hasn't moved since I've been doing this talk right now. Bitcoin Cash is now negative 6%. That troubles me. Today is the 11th. The hard fork is on the 15th. That's 4 days from now. You would think that would be in the green, but Stellar is in the green. Stellar's making some moves. EOS is on a straight slide down, which is the opposite of what I thought would happen, because remember, they had a lot of news about EOS the last 2 weeks. Litecoin down. Tether is doing what Tether is supposed to do. Cardano down so much. All right, well, that is it for early morning crypto talk. I hope you guys learned something new. As always, that's the point. Once you're able to read these charts, it's going to allow you to make a lot of money and make educated decisions on when you're moving your money around. Again, as a disclaimer, I'm not a licensed financial advisor to be giving financial advice. I read the news, give my opinion, share suggestions, and you decide. Hey, Ron was right. All right, so something did happen. It was at 210 billion when I started talking. So it went up $2 billion in the last 45 minutes. 2 billion. But I'm also looking to see, where did it go? Where did that 2 billion go? Let me look at the change. Wax 11%, MOAX 10%. Didn't go here. They're all down. Especially Dropio. Look at this. Even though Populous is straight up. So $2 billion entered the market. And you know why? I don't think this is completely up to date yet. Not just yet. Remember, that's why you want to go to do I have any of my exchanges open? No. So I'm not going to do that now. So this is when you go to and look on the exchange, like I was showing the other day. and you can see the minute to minute, real time trading that's going on, see what's happening. And I'm going to do that as soon as I get off this. So with that, you guys have a good day. I will be back tonight, a late night crypto talk, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. And it will not be members only, but I will cover, there's an article that Patricia sent over to me. 5 ways to lose money with Bitcoin change addresses. You know what I will do? Scratch that. I will do another members only crypto talk tonight. Now we're going to cover this. So you got to be a paying member of KGX, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific in our community group. This will probably be the only article because it's so long. And you know me, when I start giving commentary, so this is the only one we're going to cover a little bit about security. So, all right, guys, you have a great day. Enjoy your Sunday. Again, thank you to all the veterans. God bless you. Bye-bye.